Hello, in this video we're going to set up a child theme, and we will be using a local server, and that local server will be showing the 2017 theme as the parent theme. We're going to go through a process to create a generic child theme which should work for most modern themes available today. So the first thing we need to do is to get the website running. That's here. We're using WAMP as our local server. So first thing we need to be is logged in. You can see this is just a default website with the theme. Good thing about local hosting is you can have nice simple usernames and passwords. So there we are with the theme set up. And you can see we're running 2017. So let's have a look at what's being used as a style sheets. Now what I'm going to do is I'm going to create a new incognito window in Chrome, because in that way I can be hidden and therefore not logged in on this window, because the system can't recognize me as the person that's just logged in on the other window. So here we are, I'm not logged in. I can go right click and view page source. And we can now have a look at the style files that are being used. So we've got some style code here, and we've got a style sheet here which is going to Google Fonts. We have a style sheet here which belongs to the theme 2017, it's a style theme. Then we have these themes here which are if old versions of Internet Explorer are being used, so we won't worry about those. And then we get on to JavaScript files. So 2017 is nice because it does have a very simple structure of themes. We've basically just got this one theme here plus this Google Fonts theme, which is making the text nicer with Google Fonts. So what we'll do now is we'll install our generic theme, which we can do by just doing add new. And upload. Oh, I think it's on the desktop somewhere. Yep, there it is. So I'll just pull it out of the way, get this organized again, and then drag it over onto the file. We can install it. And you can see we're getting an error message saying it's broken. Well, that's fine. We expect it to be broken because we haven't configured anything about it yet. So the fact it's broken is no real surprise. Because the first thing we need to do, as this is a generic theme, is we need to attach it to the theme we want it to be in parent, which is a 2017. So what I'll do now is I can never remember to right click or left click with this product. There we are. Pull up the directory of where the files are stored, and I want WAMP 101. And if I go into the content and then themes, you can see our generic child theme is now there. What I want to do is have a look at the styles.css file. So I'll open that with Sublime Text. and obviously I had it running already. So the thing I need to change is this here, parent theme. I need to change that to be the name of the parent theme which I want, which is 2017. Now I can double check that it's 2017 because if I go back to my view source, I can see how it's referred to in this style sheet, and you can see it's referred to as 2017. So when it does ask for the style sheet name, it's actually asking, as it's asking for the theme name for the style sheet, the parent theme is actually the directory of the file it's going to. So that's what it's actually asking for. So we'll take that out and put in 2017. Now we can just save that. We'll immediately find, if we refresh, that our child theme is there. There's our child theme with our image, our theme details, generic child theme from WordPress Business Club. That's fine. Now, I said about it has to be in the directory. We actually got a copy of 2017 theme over here. It's in the 2017 1 directory. I can show you that. Go back to themes. You see I've got 2017 1 directory and a 2017. So this one over here tells us it's 2017 theme / 2017 1. So it's telling us it's in the 2017 1 directory. So if we want to be the child of this theme, we'd need to have 2017 1 as our CSS. So that's how we get this theme to work with that theme there. So this is the child theme and that's the parent theme. Brilliant. So if we now go and have a look at the incognito version, we can go back to the site, refresh it, and it will all go terribly wrong. It hasn't gone all terribly wrong, so I will do Control F5 to force a new version of the file. And it's still not terribly wrong. Why isn't that not terribly wrong? Because I haven't activated the theme yet, silly man. Okay, let's try again now. Now we expect this to go wrong. Okay, and you can see it's all looking a bit weird. Now, it's gone wrong because basically we haven't finished yet. So if we go back to our controls, you can see we've told it it's a 2017 theme. We have no styles defined in our style.css. So there's no styles for this site to work on now. And that's why it all looks a bit weird there. There's no styles to work on. And that's where we need to use the functions.php file. And we have got to uncomment out this add action so we can make this function work. And what this function does is it says, give me a style sheet from the parent style and give me the style sheet of the child style. So this will get us a little bit further along. So if I go back to here and if I refresh, you should see things working. And we do. So now we have the child theme, and the child theme is using the style sheet from the parent theme, and then it's got the ability to add its own styles to overwrite those for the things we may want to make different. But there is one more little issue we need to resolve first. And if I do a view source, I can show you. Here's the style sheets, and what you might notice is we've now got more style sheets than we had before. We've got a My Parent style sheet, which you can see is going to the 2017 theme style. That's good. We've got the My Child style, which is going to the theme of generic child theme styles. That's our child theme style. That's brilliant. You've then got the fonts theme coming up, which is fine. And then you've got 2017 style theme, generic child theme style. So what's going on here? We've got two versions of one file running. So what we need to do is to stop having two running, because otherwise it's going to get tricky. Things are going to start conflicting. What we need to do is we need to go back to this 2017 style ID, copy that, go back to our functions and give that the name of the parent style. Now, quite simply, WordPress doesn't allow two versions of style sheets to run with the same ID. It will only take the first. So if we refresh, you will see that's now become the main one. And so it stopped working. So if we go back to the site, we now have it still working, still looks the same, but the difference is that now there's only one source. So now this is ready to be customized, and let's just do a little bit of customization just to show you. So if I right click here and inspect this, this is a paragraph, I expect. It is indeed a paragraph, and it's in entry content. Here's a paragraph here, so I could change the font size to 22 pixels, 22 point, and you see it happens immediately. And that is coming from style.css, which, as you can see from the mouse over, is a standard command from the 2017 style. Now what I could do is I could copy that because I'm lazy. If I come back to my style sheet, I can add P, put that style command in, save it. Yeah, it did save. And if I refresh that now, it still looks the same. But if we look at the right hand side now, we find that that element now has a P paragraph tag marked font style 22 point coming from style.css, but if I put my mouse over it, you can see that command is coming from the generic child theme, and this P styles is coming from the 2017 style theme. So I have now added a control from my side, my child theme, and changed the main content. And that's it. We have our style sheet running. Okay, another little bonus thing. Some sites are going to be more complicated and have more style sheets. So there could be multiple style sheets coming from a theme. It may have a few of them, and you may want to make sure that your child style sheet is the last one, so the others are not behaving themselves. So if I refresh this, you can see that the fonts style sheet is at the end of the list at the moment. Now supposing I wanted to make that happen before the other styles, well, that's possible in this function. So if we go back to the function again, it's actually already using this option. You can see the enqueue style command for the parent style is giving the parent style name and then the directory and the file name where it sits, and the child style name is given the directory and the name of the file, but then it's given something called an array of the name of the parent. So this parameter here is called a dependency, and what it's saying to WordPress is I want this style here to be dependent on parent style, and therefore I want parent style to be done before I'm loaded. Now what we can do is we can use the dependency function ourselves, so I could copy that. Well, let's do it two ways. Firstly, I could add another, this is an array, so I can add another element to it. So what I could do is I could go back to, where is it? Fonts. Now remember, you never use theme-CSS, that's added by WordPress automatically. So I can take the ID and I could say, I need to put it in quotes because it's a string. So what I'm saying here is that this child style, which is at the style sheet directory style.css, I want before this, I want it dependent on the parent style and the 2017 font style. So if I save that, we've got the list at the moment. We've got parent, child, font style. If I now refresh it, we've now lost something. What have I lost? Right, okay. Okay, and what I've done wrong here is I've messed S off font. It should be fonts. Refresh again. That's better. So I have the parent style, then the fonts, and then the child, because I've asked the child to have those two before it. If I wanted to have it before the parent style, then I would need to take that off and remove that array item from there. And I would have to add an array here because there's one not defined. And put it in there. I've now got double quotes because I copied some quotes. So let's just take it down to one quote. So there. Okay, and now you can see the fonts is first because the parent style is dependent on it. The child is next because the parent, it is dependent on the parent style. So we've got a set of dependencies which shuffle those three into order. So the other little question is, well, what would you do if you wanted to not use these Google fonts and use something else instead? Well, if you wanted to use something else instead, then the simplest answer would be to create another style in QStyle function. And the directory of the QStyle would then be this, family equals, and then the name of the fonts you wanted to use. And we'll go and find some fonts in a second. And we then need that name there to be the same name as being used here. And that won't do anything because we've not named any fonts. And we put syntax error in, so let's just check our syntax in QStyle advanced, comma, semicolon. And now if you go down, we can see Google Font Family has no fonts after it. So we'd need to go to Google Fonts and choose our font family. We could then put the font family in here. And the other thing we would need to do then, of course, would then be in our style. We would need to make use of the Google fonts, otherwise they wouldn't be available. So if we have a look at this site now, we should see a slightly different look because we've just removed the Google fonts. And you can see it's changed. So it's now resorting to the default fonts in whatever has been set. And if you want to know what's going on, you can scroll down and see what's going on here. You can see that the body is set to LibreFranken. If it doesn't get that, it's Helvetica New. If it doesn't get that, it's Helvetica, else it's Arial, else it's sans serif. So there we are. That's how we hack in our own child theme. This should work, as I said, for most child themes. And following it through this way, you can use it almost generically for anything. So thank you very much for watching, and don't forget to subscribe. And on the blog post and on the video, I'll put the download to the generic file that you can start with. Thank you very much. Don't forget to subscribe, please.
For more info, visit wpbusinessclub.com.